Hello. Welcome on back to my channel. I hope y'all are doing well. For today's makeup look, it's one that I've been wanting to do for a little while now. It's the classic retro pinup girl kind of look, although I'm doing it with a modern twist with the hair and the eyeliner. It's a little bit different, so I'm looking forward to showing it to you, and I'm doing this on a longtime friend of mine, Miriam. So without further ado, if you want to learn how I created this look right here, then keep on watching. So to begin, I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream to prep Miriam's skin. And I'm applying this on with the same beauty sponge I'll be using throughout this makeup application. This is a great all-in-one moisturizer to prep your skin with before makeup. It has that hyaluronic acid in it, so it's going to plump the look of your skin and get it really hydrated before applying on your makeup. Once I have this applied on, I'm going to use this Bobbi Brown color corrector in the shade Dark Peach to not only color correct, but also to brighten areas of the face, such as around the mouth and eyes. I'm choosing to do this first before any other complexion products because I want the warmth from the shade of the foundation I use next to complement this. I'm not going in with a crazy orange or red color for this. I'm keeping it pretty subtle in tone. And once I lay the foundation and concealer on top of this, it'll look really, really beautiful and seamless. Once I have this applied to around the mouth and around the eyes and eyelids, I'm using the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in the shade 10 to apply on. You'll notice that I'm keeping this more so towards around the perimeter of the face, the forehead, the jawline, and on top of the color corrector around the mouth. And I'm not even using a lot of this either. Miriam has beautiful skin and I love the little freckles she has, so I'm shearing this foundation out a bit so we can still have those freckles peek through. Also, I had mentioned a minute ago about the shade of foundation I'm choosing today. I went with this one because you can see how warm the undertone is. It has that golden orange tone to it, which is going to keep the warmth in her skin even after we use a powder later on. Alrighty, so moving on, I'm using the One Size Turn Up the Base Butter Silk Concealer, and I'm applying this to the areas of the face I want to highlight. So the under eye, the center of the forehead, and down the bridge of the nose. This is why I wasn't so much concerned with bringing up the foundation to these areas of the face. I knew I was going to go in with this concealer. This is going to give us a brighter highlight to the center of the face while also giving us coverage. And between this and the Bobbi Brown corrector we used earlier, there's really no sense in adding on another layer of product with the foundation. You know what I mean? And you get to see here, as I start blending everything in, we're getting that dimension from using the deeper toned foundation around the perimeter and the lighter tones concealer in the center. And for whatever reason, if I find the need to tone down the brightness from the concealer, I just flip over to the other side of the beauty sponge I had used to apply on the foundation, and it will tone it down. Blending is a lot of back and forth, so take your time with it. In today's case, it's not going to take as long as it usually does, only because I chose not to cream contour. The way we apply the two different shades of complexion products will give us the dimension we need without adding on extra product. And to sharpen everything, you'll see me use the baking technique in just a moment. But first, we have to set everything into place right after I finish this blend. For powder, I'm going to use this One Size translucent setting powder, and with a powder puff, lightly press this to set the concealer around the eyes. I'm not using a ton of this powder, just enough to set the concealer into place, and I'll later come back around to use that baking technique. For the rest of the face, you'll see me use a large fluffy face brush to apply on this powder, and what I had actually ended up doing here for the rest of the face was I added in the smallest amount of the Ben Nye powder in the shade Topaz to the One Size translucent powder. I'll have to show you one of these days on camera, but I pour in the tiniest amount just to give it some, some warmth. Y'all already know that the One Size powder is one of my go-tos, but just like any other translucent powder on the market, it can sometimes leave the slightest bit of a cast on a deeper skin tone, especially if you're baking with it. So by adding in a warm toned pigment, it'll prevent that from happening completely. So here is where we start the baking process. With my powder puff, I'm laying down a good amount of powder below the hollows of her cheekbones and below the eyes. I'll leave this on here while I do the brows and eye makeup, and when I wipe it off, it'll leave behind a beautiful highlight. It won't be ashy or cakey or anything like that. It'll almost look like we had added a contour product, but in reality, that dimension we're creating with the highlight is what's giving us that illusion. Now, while we let this sit here to bake, I'm going to begin working on the brows. To do so, I'm using the new Makeup by Mario Master Blade Brow Pencil, and the shade I'm using here is Classic Brunette. I think this is the perfect shade for Miriam because it's not too dark, but I can still build it up to add definition and length, which is what I've done here. I feel like in the pinup era of the 40s and 50s, a bolder, heavier brow was the trend, but I don't really want to get too carried away today, so I'm going to meet somewhere in the middle of bold and natural by adding length to the tail of the brow and go in with a lighter hand as I reach the inner portion towards the bridge of the nose. Next, with the Makeup by Mario Master Hold Brow Gel, I'm going to lock these hairs into place. I like using this by first starting the application against the direction the hairs naturally grow in, and this will get them fully saturated with the product before I brush them back down in the position I want them to hold in all day. And then for eyeshadow, I'm dipping into the shades Heat Wave and Earth from the Catrice palette here and brushing this onto the upper lid. When it comes down to eyeshadow today, it's going to be super easy. Literally, I've dipped into the shadows just this once, and that will be plenty enough to get the effect I want, which is just a hint of warmth on the upper lid. I want the drama to be in the eyeliner today, so I'm taking it easy with the eyeshadow. But of course, you can have fun with this. You can add in a natural cut crease or anything you like. But I find this flattering because it's simple yet sophisticated, but still very achievable, even for beginners. For eyeliner, I'm using the Inglot Black AMC Gel Eyeliner, and I'm applying this on with an angled liner brush. I believe this brush is from MAC, if I'm not mistaken, but there are plenty out there on the market to choose from. What's most important here is the actual eyeliner I'm using. Y'all always hear me stressing about the eyeliner part and how I always struggle with it, but I got to thinking, every time my eyeliner turns out looking busted, it's when I'm using a pen eyeliner or a pencil. But whenever I use a gel like the one I'm using today, it's way easier for me. Am I the only one? What do you guys prefer to apply on eyeliner with? I just think gel eyeliner is the easiest for me personally, but everyone's different. All I know is that I really loved how this eyeliner turned out on our model today. I know the classic pinup girl eyeliner is a bit more swooped up, but I wanted to keep it more modern and edgy by dragging it straight outwards rather than upwards. And really, our model has the most beautiful eye shape for this, so I just wanted to go for it. By the time I add the lashes and the red lip and I do the hair and I add the bedazzled hat at the end, it all really comes together. So I've added the lashes off camera, and now I'm just sweeping away that powder that we've let sit there. For reference, it took me about 20 minutes to do the brows and eye makeup, so that's how long the powder has been sitting here for. And you can see once it's swept away, it leaves behind that spotlight of brightness to the center of her face and really sharpens the natural contours of her cheeks and jawline. And in case you're wondering, the lashes I used today are from Lily Lashes, and I believe they're in the style Luxe. Alrighty, next I'm using the blush from this Anastasia Beverly Hills Face Palette and dusting this onto the apples of her cheeks. I don't usually use blush when I'm doing a red lip, but this is more of a coral color, and I think it accentuates her skin beautifully. I probably wouldn't feel the same way about it if it was more of a pink toned blush, but hey, everyone's different. If you want to pair pink blush with red lips, you go for it. It just comes down to style and preference. Now to add some glow, I'm using this Makeup Forever Pro Fusion highlighter right down the center of her nose and Cupid's bow. But for the rest of the face today, I'm keeping everything matte because I'm really liking how it looks. And for mascara, I'm using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara and applying just a smidge of this to the bottom lashes. Remember, we didn't add any shadow here, and while I love how clean and crisp it looks, I want a little drama, which is what this mascara will give us. For the lips, I'm starting out with this Kosas lipstick in the shade Thrillest and applying this on with a brush to the perimeter of the lips. This is the perfect warm-toned poppy red color to use for this look, and I'm applying this on as I usually do with a cream lipstick. I get the pigment onto the lips, and then I'll go back in to try to perfect the border and to make it really crisp and clean. So I don't worry too much about getting it too perfect the first time around. After I apply the first layer, I step back, take a look, see what needs to be fixed, and then I go back in. And I'm keeping the center of the lips bare because I'm next using this Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick in the shade Spicy to fill in the blank space in the middle. Now, I don't think they sell this shade anymore, but basically try to get your hands on any orange lipstick and use that to pop in the middle. It makes such a big difference for the times you're looking for a really vibrant, saturated red lip. And then next, I'm using this gloss from the Beauty Bay Utopia Shimmer Gloss Trio and popping this right on top. I almost stuck with a matte lip today because when I looked up pinup makeup online, nearly everyone was wearing a matte red lip, but hey, you all know I love a glossy lip, and this, this is just my take on a modern day pinup look. So of course, if you don't want to wear gloss, you don't have to, but I think it looks really beautiful on Miriam. And lastly, I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray to set this makeup and to lock it into place, which makes this the final step in how I created this modern pinup look on our naturally beautiful model. There we have it, kids. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to give this video a big ol' thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. You can also check out more of my work on my Instagram at Painted by Spencer. And until next time, I'll see you soon.